What's up, Ragin Nation? How y'all doing? This is Alex. You watching the Ragin Nation Show Transformers 4 Edition. This is just a web series where we're talking about all things that matter to me for the production of the 4th installment of the live-action Transformers film franchise directed by Michael Bay. This is update number 50, and today, Monday, October 14th, is the day where I start talking about the Hong Kong filming of Transformers Age of Extinction, and we got a lot to talk about because there's a lot of exciting stuff that's going on. But before I talk about all the excitement, let's do a couple of Ragin Nation shoutouts to the two Dutch brothers, Rick Torments and your brother, and also AJ Pangallo and Sean Burke. Thanks, guys, for being part of the Ragin Nation. I really appreciate all your support. Now let's get on with the Hong Kong news. And over the course of a week, the Autobots have arrived, specifically Hound, the 2014 version of Bumblebee, the Bugatti Veyron, whom we know as Drift, Corvette Stingray, whom we all think could possibly be Slingshot or Crosshairs, and also the Bugatti Huayra, which hasn't been identified yet, but the most interesting appearance is this 2014 Ferrari 458 Speciale. Now, we already know that Dino is a Ferrari 458 Italia in Transformers Dark of the Moon, so most likely Dino is making an appearance for Transformers Age of Extinction. There, I said it right there. Dino is coming back. Now, I was quite skeptical about the return of Dino, mostly because the voice actor for Dino had actually passed away, unfortunately. But looks like Dino is back, and he looks nicer than ever because he is a newer version of the Ferrari 458, and it looks really nice. There's a couple of physical upgrades there, but just like all the other returning Autobots like Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, they're receiving upgrades. And most likely, of course, the voice of Dino will be voiced by a different voice actor. Maybe he'll sound totally the same, and we won't even notice the difference. But anyways, he's back. And most likely we won't recognize his robot mode, because if you haven't seen my previous video about the robot mode of Optimus Prime being revealed, he looks totally different. So who knows what Dino is going to look like, and who knows what Bumblebee is going to look like. I'm really curious about that. Anyways, so those are the Autobots that have arrived. There is no sign of Optimus right now. Now, he could be arriving later, or he doesn't have any scenes in Hong Kong, but that doesn't mean he won't have scenes in the China battle. Most likely he's going to make an appearance for the China battle. Now, who hasn't arrived is also the stealth black version of Bumblebee, which I'm pretty sure is not going to be there because he probably made that upgrade before he went to Hong Kong. And also the Lamborghini Aventador, and also the white Camaro. Now, I don't know anything about the white Camaro. He's the most vague Autobot that I know of so far. But as for the Lamborghini Aventador, I think that he's going to be killed somewhere in the middle of the movie. I'm just throwing it out there, but that's just a guess to me, because he only shows up in certain scenes, not all the other scenes which the Autobots are in. So, very peculiar stuff, but that's all very exciting to me. Now, they will be filming in October 17th. They're going to start filming on October 17th for 10 to 14 days, depending on how filming goes. Now, they will be filming in various locations of Hong Kong, various major locations, in fact. Now, you already know that I told you that they will be filming at the Sam Soi Po district of Hong Kong, but specifically they will be filming at Dai Lam Street. And also they will be filming in the Central District of Hong Kong, and that will be at Bak Fa Street, and also the Ching Ma Bridge, which is a huge bridge. It's one of the bridges, the major bridges that connects like Hong Kong with all the various islands. The Wan Chai Convention Center will be filmed, and it is a major structure. If you're gonna be filming a movie, a major movie in Hong Kong, you do not film that building. That's a very interesting piece of architecture, and almost every major Hong Kong film gets that building on their film. They also will be filming at Victoria Harbour in Tsim Sha Tsui. Victoria Harbour, looking across at Hong Kong Island from Kowloon, just looks fantastic. It doesn't matter if you're filming during the day or at night, it just looks fantastic. Now, the China Bank building will be filmed, and that is great because it is a major building. In fact, if you watch any movie that has Hong Kong in it, they always film that building. So that building is definitely going to be filmed. They also rented some studio space at the Ching Sui Wan Studios. They will be recreating a street market type of environment, but it's going to be a set piece. Like an action sequence is going to take place there involving explosions. Now they're doing this because filming an action sequence, like a big action sequence with explosions, doing that in Hong Kong is actually quite difficult. If you've seen any Hong Kong movies with a big explosion, you'll notice that the explosions are digitally composited. It's just hard to do. It's not the kind of thing that you can just do and just be able to get away with it. It's crowded. There's a lot of people, a lot of cars, and pulling something like that, off, that's difficult stuff, and you're gonna have to pull a lot of strings to be able to make that happen. But they're gonna do it in a closed set, and that's good. That's good because they get more freedom there. Now, another spot that they're gonna be filming at, which I have a lot to talk about, is at the Hong Kong Legislation Building, and they're gonna be doing some scenes indoors and outdoors. It's a major scene which includes Autobots, like all the Autobots. It is a very major scene. Now, the Hong Kong Legislation Building has actually had action sequences filmed in Chicago. Now, do you remember when they were filming in this kind of a grassy area surrounded by office buildings? That is actually supposed to represent the Hong Kong Legislation Building, the outdoor area of it. And when they filmed it in Chicago, they actually were filming the big explosion, major action sequences there, right? As for the filming in Hong Kong, no explosions are going to take place and no action is going to take place. Or at least as far as I know, but definitely no explosions, okay? Now, what I want to talk about is what is actually going to happen in the Hong Kong Legislation Building. But for now, they got problems filming it. They got problems because they only filed the application to film there for the permit 1 month in advance, when in fact you need 3 months prior advance notice. You got to fill out the application at least 3 months in advance, and they didn't do that. 1 month isn't good enough, and they're encountering a lot of red tape. Now, this is going to be a problem for them because, well, if everything is going to schedule, they're supposed to be filming there on October 26th from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. But if it doesn't go through, what are they going to do? Apparently, they have to talk to a lot of people to make this happen now. It's just a waiting game for them now. They got all their papers and documents and applications all in order, but what they don't have is the permit, just because, like I said, 3 months advance notice is what you need. 1 month is what they got, and that's not good enough. But they got a lot of support from the Hong Kong fans, and they're not doing any explosions, and right now they're talking to a lot of people from all sorts of like departments, the Department of Agriculture and like culture and sports and the film industry, all the big people they're talking to right now to make this happen, because this is supposed to promote Hong Kong. It's going to promote tourism for Hong Kong. But, you know, rules are rules, and who knows if this is going to happen. The approval of this happening is up in the air right now. I don't know what they're going to do as a backup plan if it's not going to happen, but if it does happen, we will know tomorrow. Tuesday, October 15th, is the day where they get a yes or a no. Okay, so this is when it all happens, tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, let's talk about the scene that's going to take place there. As I already mentioned, it is a major scene, so let me explain to you what's going to happen, and be aware this is a spoiler-filled talk. I'm going to talk about spoilers here, so if you don't want to know anything about what happens in the story, stop right now. If you do want to know, I'm warning you right now, this is spoilerific, okay? Now, this is a scene involving two humans, specifically Mark Wahlberg's character and his daughter, played by Nicola Peltz. And what's going to happen here is that this is a scene prior to a major action sequence. And what they're doing is that they're saying goodbye to each other. They don't want to say goodbye to each other. They need to separate. Mark Wahlberg's character is needed by the Autobots. The Autobots need him just because I think it has a lot to do with the sword. Mark Wahlberg's telling Nicola Peltz, you gotta get out of here, you gotta go to somewhere safe, it's too dangerous for you to be around here. Okay, so he's gotta say goodbye to his daughter. Eventually they separate, and then Bumblebee takes Nicola Peltz's character outside of the Hong Kong Legislature Building area, and he drives off into the streets. Now, once Bumblebee gets into the streets, he encounters Decepticons, and that's all I know, okay? But as you can tell from the Chicago set, the Chicago location, a lot of stuff blows up later on. So that's supposed to happen in the filming of the Hong Kong Legislation Building. Now, is this filming going to take place? Who knows? But if they do, that is great. If they don't, then they're going to have to find another location, and they're going to have to do a lot of close-up shots just to hide the fact. All right, so there you have it. Now, like I said, if they have the permit, October 26th, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. is when they start filming of that scene. That's a pretty major scene, I would say. Now, for all the other locations for the filming, they got all the permits to close off all the streets for filming. So that's going to be great. Now, how much people are going to be able to see, like the general public from Hong Kong, how much they'll be able to see, I don't know. But one thing you got to know about Hong Kong is that everybody loves taking camera phone photos. It's like a job, like a hobby to them. So anything crazy is going on, it will be on YouTube, I guarantee you, okay? So that's pretty crazy stuff. Now, let's talk about some other things that are going on. Well, first of all, for the other locations, let's just say that they're going to be doing battle on Hong Kong Island, moving all the way to Kowloon. Okay, so there's going to be battle in all locations. Specifically, they're going to be doing fighting at the Wan Chai Convention Center area. Maybe they're going to blow it up, who knows? And also, they're going to have fighting in the Samseibo district, specifically at the old Heritage Building. Now, something very interesting is that even though filming is going to take place on October 17th, a production, like a part of the crew, a part of the production crew actually rented out an apartment suite on Hong Kong Island, and they've been doing some stunt tests. Now, specifically, the stunt tests include throwing dummies from the 20th floor onto the courtyard of the apartment building. Now, that is something that I find very, very interesting, because what exactly is going on there? I mean, as part of the story, they're throwing dummies from the 20th floor of this apartment building onto the ground. And this is something that they've been doing tests on for a couple of days now. So, I don't know what is going to happen there, but it's definitely involving a stunt sequence involving humans. Okay? So there you have it. That's all I gotta tell you guys. Now, once they're done filming in Hong Kong, they're gonna move over to China, and they're gonna be filming for a little bit over 2 months. Okay, maybe even 3 months. I don't know, but they're gonna be filming in Chongqing City, Chongqing City, and of course they will also be filming in Beijing. So that will take place for 2 months. Now, I think that the scenes in China is where they're going to be filming the scenes for Li Bingbing and Han Gang. So that's where they most likely will be shot. I don't think they're going to be shooting any of their scenes in Hong Kong. Now, okay, so that's all I have to say with regards to the Hong Kong filming, but except for one more little tiny detail. I was reading on a Chinese newspaper, okay, for Hong Kong online, and they mentioned this. They mentioned that the vehicle mode for Magadong arrived earlier this month. Now, do you know who Magadong is? Magadong is the Cantonese name for Megatron. Okay, there I said it. I said it. Megatron's vehicle mode, according to this newspaper, arrived earlier in October. Early this month. Okay? What could it look like? Is it the rusty truck? This is kind of crazy, okay? I have no idea. I'm just guessing, but I don't even know what that could possibly look like. Maybe these guys who wrote the newspapers are maybe high or something, but they said that Magadong's vehicle mode arrived in Hong Kong in early October. Now, what the hell does that really mean? Is Megatron back? Now, I always wanted Megatron to be completely dead. I don't want to see another version of Megatron ever again, because we've seen him 3 times in a row. Now, but I'm just trying to think about this. Let's think about this. Why would they bring Megatron back? Well, Megatron is the yin to Optimus Prime's yang. It's kind of like you can't have Optimus Prime without Megatron. Okay, it's just the way it is. It's the yin and the yang, the good and the evil, the fries and the gravy. Okay, for lack of a better comparison. But anyways, it's kind of like just Hasbro and commerce selling more toys. You want to sell an Optimus Prime? Well, you might as well sell a Megatron with it. More toy sales. So, I don't know. Is Megatron really back? Well, according to this newspaper, he is back. What he's going to look like, I have no idea. But apparently, the Chinese newspaper physically saw its appearance, or at least they heard about it. Now, speaking of Magadong, let me tell you the Chinese names, or Cantonese names, of some other characters, okay? Michael Bay's Cantonese name is Michael Bay, okay? Michael Bay. Michael Bay. Okay? Optimus Prime is all Pakman. All Pakman. Megatron is Makadong. Makadong. And Bumblebee is Dai Wong Feng. Dai Wong Feng. So, there you have it. That's all I gotta say in this video. A lot of exciting stuff is going on, and I'm done here. I'm done. Stay tuned for what's going on October 17th. That is the day when they officially start filming. But also, I'm going to keep an eye out for any news of what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day where they find out if they get the permit or not. And if they don't get the permit, then they're going to have to find another alternative. And that's exactly why this filming is going to be 10 to 14 days. Okay, they need that extra 4 days, probably for location scouting, which is probably happening right now. Because, well, Michael Bay is someone who always gets the shots that he wants. It doesn't matter what location he is at, he always gets the job done, and he always gets the filming location filmed. So I think that he can make it happen. Let's hope that he make it happen, okay? As always, if you enjoyed anything that I talked about, hit the like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you want to see more Transformers updates for Transformers Age of Extinction updates exclusively from Hong Kong. And also, if you want to chat about what's going on with Transformers Age of Extinction, be sure to like the Ragin Nation Facebook page, and also follow me on Twitter if you want to chat with me directly on Twitter. My name is Alex Yu, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. And the blue, especially on the chest, the detail is very pronounced. Like they really showed off the details.